Welcome to another episode of Living History's Mysteries. Today, Mark S. and I are back out for part 2 at the Riverside Cemetery in Dowagiac, Michigan. A lot of people requested seeing the older portions of the cemetery and seeing what's going on with that mausoleum that we were being drawn to at the end of the last investigation out here. We've got special guests with us tonight. We have my wife Stephanie and Mark S.'s friend Christy from work, and her oldest son are coming out. Christy was one of the people that Mark was discussing at the end of the last investigation about driving by this place and always getting that eerie feeling when she drove by that mausoleum. We just found out the inside doors on that mausoleum are open, and the cage door only has 2 padlocks in it. So before this night is over, I'm stationing myself right at that door with the camera pointing in. We're going to see what we could find. Alright guys, as always, we're taking the time before it gets dark, which, by the way, the sun is down now. We're taking the time before it gets dark to walk through and check out some of the graves and stuff that we didn't cover last time. I ran across a couple of them right here where we parked the car at that are really interesting. You need to look at this. Now, right here is a mother, Lorinda Prentice. As you can see, she died October 6th, looks like it might have been 1870. And there's her stone there, but in nowhere in this area is there a father or children. Mark's currently checking this one out to see if he can find some information on Mrs. Prentice. All right, once again, he pulled it off, going...
Not much on this one. It just says that she's born April 1st, 1807, died October 6, 1871, age 64, inscription, mother. Yep. Interesting. That's all it says, just that she is a mom.
Mm-hmm.
The only question is, to who?
Yeah, exactly.
And there's only one Prentice that's buried here on the cemetery.
All right, we're taking a walk down here to the corner real quick. Here's another one that really threw me off. This is an odd one. Take a look at this one here. All right, it's the Hartzell grave, and we got John Hartzell on top right there. He died December 26, 1904. Then his wife, Mary A., was born in 1830, but as you can see, there's no death date inscription, but down here is their son, John F., born 1861, died 1877. I'm sure you guys remember this one from the last investigation. This right here is another one you guys requested that I come back and check out. Mark looked, he could find no information on the Lily grave, and whether or not this is just a statue or they actually had their dog, their beloved pet, interned with them. So that, I'm afraid, is just going to have to remain a mystery. But sometime this evening after dark, I will come back over here with the Paraloose and stuff and see if we can pick up anything. One of the things that really confuses me about this cemetery is there really isn't an older section and a newer section. We are finding old graves amongst people who passed in the 1970s and 80s, and we're finding people who passed in the 1970s and 80s clear over amongst the graves that have been in the ground for 175, 200 years. So that's really confusing. I've never been in a cemetery like that before. Okay, this is the mausoleum that seems to have all the energy in it. I know you guys that have been with the channel for a while remember me telling the story of my diabetic attack and the hospital that I was taken to, where they said that I was dying and that I needed help immediately. That was the Borges Lee Hospital here in Dowagiac, and I wound up going to the Borges Hospital in Kalamazoo, Michigan. This is the Lee family memorial that is intertwined with the Borges Lee Hospital. Mark's done a lot of research on this family. I'm going to let him take over.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us at Riverside Cemetery, part 2 segments of our Living History Mysteries videos. I am standing next to the Lee Mausoleum. As you can tell from our last video, we were heading down this area until we started seeing the word demon, and that's when we decided to pull out and get ready for another one. But inside the mausoleum has 7 different people buried here. Fred Lee was pretty much one of the major people that was born, raised, and founded one of the biggest businesses inside Dowagiac, called the Round Stove Company. Inside the mausoleum, you have the father, Chauncey Turner, and along with his wife, Sarah Lockwood Lee. Fred Elmer Lee is also buried, as well as both his wives. First wife, Catherine Lee, and the second one was Mary Gray Lee. Also, their daughter from Fred and Catherine, Mary Lee / Bishop, which I'm going to talk about her later, also with her husband, Dickinson Bishop, as well as Mary Lee and also Dickinson's daughter, Pauline Lee, which she was only born just for 10 minutes, just for that one day. Round Oak Stove Company, founded in 1871 by the Beckworth family, mainly producing stoves. The company employed 1,200 people out of the 5,000 residents of Dowagiac. Soon after the Beckworth, the head Beckworth person died, leaving management to his son-in-law, Fred Lee. And during that time, he built the Beckworth Memorial Theater, was at the streets of Front and Beacon Street. In around 1900, the company introduced a popular mascot, Chief Dowagiac, a fictional Native American that appeared on most of the Round Oak stoves, which spread over the telephone customers. They had a trouble pronouncing Dowagiac. when asking the operator for a connection, people would say the person, Chief Dowagiac. And then the operator's like, oh, okay, so they're going to transfer you to Brown Stove Company in Dowagiac. Business stayed around until 1946, after World War II. Until then, it was sold by the Kaiser Frazer dealer motor company for the production of auto engine parts. Fred's first wife died of an illness, Kathy, and during that time, the funeral was the largest in the city of Dowagiac's history. Something going on?
No, keep going.
All right.
Just wondered who's going to get possessed tonight, me or you.
No. Fred's daughter, Mary Lee, is considered one of the richest, youngest girls in Michigan at that time when she was 22. She was worth $1.5 million. At the age of 22, she died of bear with me here, auto intoxication due to intestinal obstruction of embolism.
What'd you say?
Auto intoxication due to intestinal obstruction of embolism.
You had mentioned while you were doing your investigation about a tie between the Lee family and the Titanic.
I was just getting there.
Okay, well, I'm just going to mosey on off then and look at some more stones. I'm going to let you talk.
All right, cool. But yeah, I was just getting there, Drew. So, Mary Lee died in 1910. 2 years later, her husband, Dickinson Bishop, left. As she died, she left a good share of the company in the will, and soon gave him pretty much most of all the shares to the company, which made him as one of the richest people in Dowagiac as well. Like I said, 2 years later, he married a 19-year-old by the name of Helen Walton out of Sturgis, Michigan. And during that time, they took all the earnings he had, went on a 4-month excursion tour around Africa and Europe. During that time, they wanted to go back in style. So what they did, they both bought tickets to the most luxurious ocean liner ever built back in 1912, the Titanic. Now, at that time, the Bishops paid 182 British pounds for 2 tickets, which equivalent is 6,600 for today. It's a lot of money for going on a boat. They stayed in one of the most luxurious cabins in the Titanic. Also, they were 2 doors down to John Jacob Astor IV. During that time, John Jacob Astor's wife, she was only 18 years old. So both husbands had really young wives. So because of that, they hit it off great. So if you see any pictures in Titanic with Astor, they're the captain, and you'll see another couple. That's the Bishops. So little tie there from Dowagiac and Titanic.
Help me to understand what you mean by liberty. Could a member of the Lee family please explain liberty?
Interest.
Yes, we have an interest. A very big interest. We like to show people that sometimes death is not the end. Sometimes it's a new beginning. I am getting a lot of orb activity up here. Very, very light. Too light to be insects. They're not fluttering either, they're floating. This is really cool.
Land.
Land. Oh. The battle for liberty was old. All right, I'm going to take this little black box with the light on it. I want you to try to talk to me through the little box.
Secret.
Secret. Michiana. Can you explain, please? Yes, it sounded very violent. Yeah, but did you notice the deeper tone and all of a sudden that said violent? Where's our scale at here?
Flower. Others.
Others. The needle's falling down now. Purple. Opal. Did it even say it? Or oh, I didn't hear it. You don't want what?
Scan.
Scan, exactly. We're scanning.
Unclear.
Yes, unclear, exactly. It's very unclear.
Mary.
Mary.
No, Mary, yes.
I wish you guys could see this. There is the needle down at the very bottom. The closer I get to the gate, the higher the needle goes on the scale.
Adjust.
The needle is actually clear up almost to the end of the red zone right now. I'm pulling up the Raptor. We're going to pull up the Raptor now. The Raptor's always been very reliable. Does anybody here have anything to say to us?
Question.
Arrested.
Question.
Questions.
What's your question?
Who is still here?
Task.
Task.
Huh?
It says task.
Task. Do you still have a task to perform? Is that why you're still here?
Kathleen, do you like Elmer's other wife buried in here along with you? Do you like Mary being in there with you?
Dead?
Are you happy his other... Kathleen, do you like Mary being buried in there with Fred? Do you like that his mistress is buried in there with you?
Seal.
I just got take me home, listen, and yeah.
9.
9. How many people are in there? Somebody just pulled in and stopped over there. In a pick-em-up truck, so we know it's not local law enforcement.
Scanning.
Does anybody have anything to say to us? It's getting a little darker, it's more relaxed out here. You don't have to worry about as many people being around. I wish we could help you by closing your inside door, but the gate is locked, so we have no way to close it. I apologize for that. Why, when I turn on my scale, do I see demonic going up and down?
Iron.
Iron. We can't get through the iron gate to close your doors to keep the weather and the animals out. Why am I seeing so much demonic?
Steep.
Steep. What is steeped?
The hill.
I understand a lot of family stories and stuff are steeped in the past, steeped in history. Can you explain what you mean by steeped?
Need.
What do you need? Tell me what you need. If we can help you, we will. Tell me what you need. If we can help you to get what you need, we will.
Village.
The village of Dowagiac? Are you talking about the native village that was outside of Dowagiac? What village?
Happy.
Who's happy? Are you happy?
Nine.
Nine again? That's when I asked you earlier how many people were buried here?
Yeah, 7.
Because it said 9, and now it's saying 9 again.
There's 7 people buried in there.
7 seems like a very odd number. But I also don't see there being room in there for 9. Actually, it seems like 8 would be the max by looking at it.
Idle.
Idle. Who is idle? We're going to try out the white noise machine and see what we can high.
9.
9 again.
Ten.
10.
Did you say 10? Tenth. What are you seeing?
There's 9 tombs in there.
What?
2 are not. There's only 7 out of 9.
Uh-huh. Very, very interesting.
There's only 2 You have one here that has nothing, and then the other one is on the bottom. The rest of them has names. That's why what they're saying is 9. There's 9 tombs in here. Only 7 are occupied.
Aha. Okay. Tent. That seems really odd.
Object.
Object.
Yeah. They're saying 9, so there's room for 9 people in there. There's 2 that are not. They're still vacant.
What kind of object? Is the object what you need? I see a lot of energy around your door. Are these family members? Are they welcome?
Drive.
Drive. Let me come closer to you.
Script.
Script.
Spirit. It's not for sale. We're over in the red zone again. What do you want?
Confirmed.
Confirmed.
Here.
Here.
I'm here.
Fear.
You called me out last time. Did it just say daddy?
Valley.
Valley.
Sally?
Valley.
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 Let me see you. You said here I am. Let me see you.
Usually.
What did it say?
Usually.
So you can usually show yourself, but you can't show yourself to me? Let's bring this closer.
Leader.
Leader? Who's a leader? Spirit. Again.
Visit.
Yes, we've come to visit. We've come to visit everyone. Yes, visit.
Keep.
Keep. Keep what?
Opening.
Yes, we're looking at the opening to your mausoleum, to your resting place. Do you want me to come towards the opening? Yeah? All right. I'm going to move the camera back, and I'm going to stand up there by your opening.
Immersion.
Immersion. Immersion. You'll see. I'll see. I'll see what immersion is. Yes. Okay.
Salvation.
Salvation. All right. I'm here.
Different.
Different. A lot of what it's saying will come out a lot clearer when I run everything through my word recognition and stuff like that when I'm editing. Well, that's an unusual feeling.
What?
Just real light in the head when I touched it.
It said peace.
It said what?
Peace.
Peace. I'm always at peace. What do you need? What do you want? Why do you want us to get out? I heard that plain as day. I'm right here because I'm not afraid of you. I'm protected.
Her.
Said what?
Her.
Her. Her who?
We're getting some activity
Yeah,
up
we
there.
got some activity going
We
on.
got some major activity going up there.
Like what?
There's an orb that keeps on.
Snow.
It's a steady orb, and it'll go on And then about the time that I put my camera on it and press play, it's off again. It's gone off. He stood up there and it's gone off and on 3 or 4 times.
Huh?
This is snow.
Snow. Snow is coming. You're younger and more energetic than I am. Can you run back up to the back end of his car? And how did you know we were leaving to do something else? Never mind. I don't want an answer to that question.
Scanning.
All right, we're back over here at the Lily grave now. I just turned on the Paraloose. I'm going to see what we can get from Sarah and
Sarah.
David. We're going to see what we can get out of Sarah and David. Sarah, David, Lily, can you talk to us? I love the statue of your dog. Does he protect you in the afterlife?
Pain.
Pain. I wish I could understand pain, your pain. We can't find any information on you being buried here. All we can find are Sarah and David Lilly buried in other states, but we can't find one for Dowagiac, Michigan.
Afraid.
Who's afraid? Are you afraid? All right, guys, that concludes the investigation part 2, and there go the headlights again. Wouldn't it be easier to start the truck?
Maybe.
Yeah, okay.
I don't want to jump your car, even though it's a Ford.
All right, guys, I know it's really hard to see. It's getting real close to 11 o'clock. That includes part 2, the investigation here at Riverside Cemetery in Dowagiac, Michigan. I didn't exactly get the activity that I thought we would get tonight, but nonetheless, when this thing goes to edit and I have a chance to run all the voice print phenomena through the voice recognition system and the word recognition system, much like always, I'm sure we're going to find stuff we didn't realize was out here. I want to thank Christy and her son Jake for coming out tonight. This was really cool having them here. It's kind of nice having that extra backup and the help finding things. You guys are great. Nobody tinkled on themselves or ran in fear or anything like that. And, I mean, you guys see how, I mean, there's a lot of power in this little teeny tiny thing right here. I'll tell you what, because even my wife was scared to death to come out, and you know, everything turned out good. We all survived. Mark, excellent job on the investigation, bud, as usual.
Thank you.
But that's it. If you guys have any questions about this cemetery or the investigation, you know you can get a hold of us right here. livinghistorycomesalive@gmail.com. If you want to support the channel, you can do so through our PayPal. It's paypal.me/MrHistory2020. Of course, we have that Cash App right here, $ capital S NUFFERS. Yeah, Snuffers. Every single time he hears that name, he has to laugh about it. It was my wife's Cash App before I started using it.
It's just the word Snuffers.
Yeah, well, you know, Snappers. But anyway, once again, thank you guys. Hope you appreciated it. Thank you guys again.
Thanks for letting us come out.
That's it, guys. Peace.